Greetings everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. It is Napalm Dawn, or in this case, it is Druidicus the Guardian Druid. Today we're going to be going over the first of the Delve videos that I'm doing for World of Warcraft, The War Within. So Delves are a new option for World of Warcraft that will show up in War Within when it goes live. At the time of this particular video, my druid is 76, and this is the War Within beta as it stands roughly in the middle of July. All three of these delves over here that you see on the map on the Isle of Dorn, I have done before. So we have this one, which is Earthcrawl Mines, Fungal Folly, and Kriegval's Rest. These are the three first delves that will become available to you. You simply get near them, you walk up to them, and then you have what looks like a fog wall from a Dark Souls game. When you get close, they add this little screen over here that kind of tells you what's going on. You click the X or go to goodbye. If you go to and you hit I, if that is your key binding for it, the thing that brings up the party finder, you can go to Delves and you will see that my first companion, or my selected companion currently, is Brann Bronzebeard. He is my Delve companion. If you go to configure, you can change him to be a role that you are currently not. So as of right now, I'm a tank, so my options are healer and damage dealer. When you go to the combat curio, you can set his ability there. When I actually tried this last night, the combat curio screen was not working. I would click on it and nothing was happening. It seems to actually be fixed now. If you hit view abilities, it tells you his combat abilities that he has. So it almost treats him like a playable character that earns new abilities as you are going through the content and he levels up. If you switch him over to healer, you can see what he does there for healing and damage dealer. Now, I don't know if it's not showing tank related abilities because I am a tank. I have not actually tried to change my spec to see if Brann would tank and then I heal or DPS or something like that. So I don't know if it's maybe restricted to him as a companion. He just doesn't have that option, or if he's trying to play off what I am currently doing. You do not have to hit the party finder to set up Brann. You will notice that you'll be able to do it as soon as you get into the delve itself. You'll see that in a moment. Now, I have actually done 3 delves yesterday, and I got the pop-up that the vault is available for me. So if you are a casual player, or you just really want to have some chill content, but have a little bit of, a tough time doing it, if you want to be challenged a little bit, you can do delves. And you could push through the World of Warcraft content that way. It's not a matter of having to do mythics or raids or heroic dungeons or anything like that. You can do a delve and the vault will open up for you. I think that's really, really cool on Blizzard's part. Unfortunately, though, since I have done this delve before, when we go in, you're going to notice that the loot that is on the ground will not be there because I've already gone through and looted this whole entire delve. Chances are, though, unless you're running some kind of a guide or a map, you may miss things. There was actually there is a body of water in Fungal Folly, and I'll point it out when I do a video on it, where I looked at it and said, I bet, this is my 3rd time in here, I bet there's something down at the bottom of this little lake in this mine over here, this body of water, this pond. And I dove down to the bottom, and sure enough, there was loot down there, and it was actually a toy, a training dummy or a target dummy toy was down there. So I said, yeah, you kind of get used to RPG sneakiness. And I was right. So Right now, I can only get up to tier 3 because you need to be 80 for 4, and then you can see the rest of the tiers over here. Tier 3 for me as a Guardian is a little bit challenging, not having Brann be a healer, but my own self-healing is good enough to get through it. This will tell you what tier 3 is about. This will tell you some of what is going on in this delve. You're going to get player experience, and you are going to get expeditionary spoils. Once you hit enter, it makes it look like you're going to queue, but you actually just go in, because the only thing you're waiting for is Brann. When you first go in, this Explorers League supplies is always here. You can repair, you can sell junk, you can get some consumables. And then you can also, as I mentioned, do Brann's abilities right here. So you do not have to go to the LFG screen for it. Brann is basically a game-controlled player character. He is fully interactable, so you can buff him. And I thought I was able to heal him. Maybe not at this stage. I thought I'd been able to heal him, but he is actually buffable. And when you first start off, in this particular delve, you want to pick up that, oh, I'm sorry, here's Brann. I had the wrong guy highlighted. See, yeah, you can heal him. So if you are playing the healer, you may want to watch out for that. I have seen him get low, but I don't know that I've seen him quote-unquote die. I think what happens is maybe he gets stunned for a little bit and does not do combat, and then eventually comes to and starts being a help again. So in the future videos I do with the delves, I won't be explaining delves. This is just the first one, so it's going to take a little bit longer as I kind of explain what's going on in these. So these are the webs that you want to make sure you don't touch. And if you play your cards right, you don't really ever have to touch them. You use the hook shot to get out. Like that one is completely surrounded by webs. You don't even have to touch them. Just hook to a different one, and you can actually come out that way. Even though it looks like you may have a choice here, you don't actually have a choice as to which way the cart goes. It just does its own thing. That is an illusion of choice over there. Because this is the beta and my add-ons are a little bit different, the UI is different, you are going to see a mix of clicking and keyboarding. Don't get on my case about the clicking. It's just simply who I am. I know WoW purists hate seeing ability clicking, but for my Guardian Druid, which has been basically the exact same in its playstyle since Molten Core, it works for me. I have my pattern of clickables and keyboarding, or keybinds. So there's Brann is asking for me to take advantage of one of his abilities. It's the one where I jump on him and he basically RKOs me into the enemy team, or the enemy mobs and everything. Sometimes he's not in a great position when he calls for that. The other day, he was standing in some fire on the ground, was like, "Champion, come over here and jump on me." And then I was like, okay, actually, I could use the damage. And I walked over to him. He was like, "Don't stand in that." I'm like, well, don't stand in the friggin' fire then. As far as I know, there does not seem to be any time requirements to this. So me going like the long way for all of these webbed victims, I don't think costs me instead of using the hooks to move around quickly. Look, here's a piece of loot that I've actually missed the 3 times that I've done this before. So yeah, chances are, if you come in and do it once, you may not realize that you actually miss some stuff. That is an interesting pile over there. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Usually around here is a loader that is an elite, and if you beat it, you get a talent, sort of like a Torghast thing, where the loader will randomly show up in combat and help you by sucking enemy mobs in and electrocuting them. He's usually right over there by the ore, but he doesn't seem to be here. Instead, I got that weird looking moldy hay pile or fungus or something. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's a jump scare. This is, I would not expect this mob to be here because this is not Fungal Folly. There actually is a, oh, okay, well, there was the slam. There actually is a fungal related delve where most of the mobs are the screaming mushroom people from Shadowlands. It's kind of what it reminds me of. These traps Brann puts down, you want to kite mobs over to them when you see them. Because it actually will do some damage. He's calling for the jump. Oh, wow, that is the first time I've ever died. Huh. I have never used a revive yet in any of these delves. That's crazy. Well, yeah, at least I can actually repair right over there. Go ahead and rebuff. That was bad timing. I was trying to get over to Brann because he was calling for the RKO, and I think I got clipped by something. It might have been that fungal breath. Goes to show you Brann is not always trustworthy and never actually sacrifice good positioning just because Brann wants to do something. One of his other abilities is he kind of lines up a aim shot, and he aims it at you, through you, basically like from your butt over your back to the enemy mob. And if you don't like the positioning of it, then just don't even bother. Don't sacrifice it. Oh, actually, it stays damaged. That is a bit of a surprise. I did not expect that. It did not regen its health. That is very fair on Druid's on Blizzard's part. I like that. So they okay. It expired. That's another thing you have to watch out for. Is if you don't catch him just as he calls for it, chances are you get out of position, you move all the way over there for him, and then by the time you get there, his desire to work with you is done. Allows you to double jump each time you double jump. I've never seen this ability before. That's very interesting, and I would not expect it to be in this particular dungeon. Okay. So we are now back on track for this delve. We go up this way. And if you just want to take things quick, grab the hook shot.
Speak freely.
All right, spoiler alert, as you might expect on this bridge, there is going to be a little bit of a jump scare pack showing up because, of course, it totally seems like it screams that you're going to have an ambush. See, he wanted me to jump on him and then backed away from me and threw a trap instead. Brann is an asshole sometimes. This is one of his abilities. When you see the egg, if you go up and DPS it, it spawns a Devil Sword to help out. The trick with the egg, it is, at least as far as I can tell, it is not AoE compatible. You have to single target, similar to, say, a totem. Also, Brann is kind of useful. One of the most useful things that Brann does is his interrupts are really, really solid.
Follow
a
behind.
lot of times he will interrupt before you even notice they're actually casting something. So at least he is pretty useful in that regard. Even if sometimes his positioning for everything else kind of sucks. And I will say, you know, it is fun and it is challenging to make his abilities work for you. The traps are usually not placed right where you are. You do have to do a bit of kiting to get mobs into them. And that's... See, look, he's calling for me to jump on him and he's in the webs. Brann is an idiot. But at least sometimes he's a useful idiot. Huh. Oh, when your health drops below 25%. I've seen that talent before, but I don't think I've ever seen him dig it up like that. It's usually just out there in the world. I think that is one of his abilities. Yeah, see, the egg is actually sitting there in the webs, so trying to go melee that, I caught it right at the last second that I would have been in the webs if I wanted to get that egg. He's just funny. He's a shit poster. He debates you. Again, some more traps, except they're in the web. And again, he wants me to jump on him, and he's running away, and he was in webs when it started. Like, seriously, dude? When you see this thing that looks like a summoning stone for a dungeon, it's actually a respawn point. So if I was to die like I had done just a little bit ago, I would respawn over here instead of at the beginning. And again, what's cool is that you get the repair, you get the vendor, you can do, you know, you can sell things. So, okay. This, yesterday, I saw a mine and I thought I remembered him mining stuff in the past, and then he gives it to me. I walked over to a mine and he didn't do anything, and now all of a sudden he seems to be back doing that again. You'll notice down there in chat that I earned 2 bismuth. There it is. So I'm not a miner. I can't do anything about that myself, but he's doing it for me. And I was pretty sure I remembered that. But then when I was doing this delve yesterday, he was just like, no, I don't mine. You go mine it. You get a pick and do it. I was like, dude, I thought that's what you did. Now, typically the Nerubians usually don't run when they're low on health, like that one seemed to be doing. When you do the Kobold one, which is that Kriegel's Rest, they absolutely do that. They do the humanoid thing of running when they're low. I think the cart stays there until I clear more. I don't think it actually just follows behind me for this. That time he actually placed a trap right where it was. That was good. And there's the RKO. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so this is Brann as a DPS. It looks like he's got some cool stuff, including this little flight thing that he does. What is it like when he is a healer? One of the things that I notice the most about when he's a healer is he'll drop these like little blood orbs on the ground. And when you run over them, they heal you. At the lower levels where there isn't that much of a challenge, I don't think you need him in the healing mode. I think maybe as the tiers get higher, it might be worth it to have him as a healer. But again, I think some Guardian classes, you know, like Paladins with all their healing and everything, are probably not going to need anything like that. I'm going to let the curse cast because I can actually just remove it. Oh, he's coming in that way. So I'm pretty sure what happens on that one when the cart is called for. I think it is meant for you to dodge and not get hit by it. I do not think it's a matter of you trying to line it up to hit the boss. Unreal. He wants me to jump on him and he's literally running away from me as I'm trying to do that. He's a troll. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's not about the boss getting hit by the cart as it goes by. It's a matter of you not getting hit. Unreal. Look at that. He wanted... I know I was a little slow to pick up the jump, but he wanted me to jump on him and then ran away as I was trying to get there to do it. You gotta be kidding. And I don't think the fire from the explosion does anything. I don't think it does anything to you. And I don't think it does anything to the general. Did manage to kite him over to the trap. That was not a badly positioned trap. Alright, and... wow, leveled up from that. Okay, that's cool. So I'm actually over-leveled for this area. You're supposed to get out of this area at 73, but I was doing all of the quests. So I actually wound up getting to about 75 because I did the entire zone. Undercoin is a currency that you can use at the League of Explorers little pavilion thing in the main town. When you see it, it really will remind you of the Battle for Azeroth portion of the main city where you did the island instances and everything, and how you took off to go do the islands from that little area that was down by the water, and when you would come back you would be there and you would have the currency and everything. Yeah, that's this. That's what an undercoin is. And as you can see, it's warbound, so you can give it to anybody that's on your account on the server you're playing on. A lot of times, Brann and a lot of the other NPCs in these delves will sometimes sit on the thing you want to click on and get in the way. This loot, this room, I've never really seen any little secretive things in these final rooms. You just walk over the gold and you open the two chests, and I've never noticed anything that's like, oh hey, haha, they placed the little thing in the corner that you missed. So you get gear, you get these coins. That choker, I believe, is an upgrade. No, it's identical. So the gear from Delves, you know, it is pretty solid. And then you click on the little whirligig thing, and it will go ahead and take you back to the beginning. And from here, you can walk out. Currently, I'm going to stop the video before I walk out because yesterday, 2 out of the 3 delves that I did, I tried to walk out and the game crashed. On the 3rd delve, I actually hearthed out and I was fine. So we're going to go ahead and stop the video here. I will be putting up more delve videos on the channel. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go do Fungal Folly right now and put up a video for that. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for checking this out.